First of all, welcome everybody coming into the live. Good to have you. I see there's some questions in there, and I'm going to get to the questions. I'm going to give you just a little bit of an overview of what's coming next in the trial, I think, and then I'm going to start answering questions. So as to what's coming next, it is so important that everybody keep the focus, eye on the prize. What are these cases about? They're about defamation. There are three elements to defamation under Virginia law, under most states' laws. Publication, actionable statement, that means two things, defamatory and false. So draw a circle around that, so important, false. That's critical here. Then the third element is requisite intent. It's not enough to prove that someone said something that was false. Amber Heard, for example, in Johnny's case, has to have said something with the intent, knowing it was false, saying it anyway. So Johnny's case centers around the allegations or the statements in the Washington Post op-ed that he or that somebody, but I think clearly Johnny Depp, but someone was domestic abuse. That was the first one, that Amber Heard was a victim of domestic abuse and sexual violence. Those are the two critical pieces that I see in that particular op-ed. So that's Johnny's case. And he's got to prove that when Amber wrote that op-ed, when she said she was a victim of domestic abuse and sexual violence, it was false. Not just, actual false. She was wrong and she knew it. So false and intent. So on the other hand, Amber's case, also for defamation, same three elements, but here's what she says. She says, Johnny's lawyer, not Johnny, all those claims got ruled out by the court. She said, Johnny's lawyer did an online smear campaign and defamed me, Amber, in an interview with GQ in November 2018. And the online smear campaign to defame me and was aimed at getting me removed from my work with L'Oreal and from my role on Aquaman or in Aquaman. So as far as what to expect next, I think there are two huge pieces that are missing for Amber yet. She's just started her case. That doesn't mean she's not going to bring them, but they absolutely have to be brought or she cannot even conceivably win her case. The first thing is anything at all about her case against Johnny. We just really haven't heard that. She hasn't talked about it. I mean, there's just nothing yet where we have some witnesses to say, yes, Amber Heard was really hurt, harmed by what was said, not just the divorce, not just the abuse, but by what was said. The defamation she claims was made against her by Johnny's lawyer. And then the second thing she hasn't brought yet is anything at all about her damages to show there is a connection directly from what Johnny's lawyer said to what happened to her. And I'm wondering how she's going to even do that, because it seems like her career has done very well, not been held back in any way by what was said. But I assume she'll have some expert witnesses who will say she was harmed by that. So, and then I want to throw in who are the witnesses that I am most looking forward to. Well, I'll tell you who I most wanted to see. I really wanted Elon Musk to come. I was really, really bummed when they announced he was not going to come. That was, I think, going to be just centerpiece of the trial. But as far as the people I expect to come and who I'm really looking forward to, who will be the most interesting, the first is Whitney Heard Enriquez, Amber's sister. I really think she's critical because she was there. She also saw the hit that Travis McGivern saw. So
there's a 90% chance your phone is already infected with this. There's a new groundbreaking discovery that's...
She will come in, Amber says, I was just defending my sister who was about to be pushed down the stairs by Johnny Depp. So I really want to know what Whitney is going to say about that. And Whitney was there throughout. There are repeated statements about Whitney this, Whitney that, and, throughout that. The second witness I want to see, and this goes back to Lawyer Nerd, I admit this, the Disney witness who's on our list, because that is critical for damages. They say, Amber's team says, that Johnny Depp was going to lose that Disney work anyway. He wasn't going to get Pirate 6 no matter what because of other things that had nothing to do with Amber's op-ed. So I want to know, what is Disney going to say? Are they going to support that? Are they going to say, yeah, we were ready to jettison him? Seriously, Johnny Depp from Pirate 6, were they going to jettison him? I question that, but I am really looking forward to that witness. So where do I think the cross of Amber is going to go? I can see a few things. The first is I really think they need to hit the gifts to charity hard. I mentioned earlier, I have a video. Y'all check it out later. Amber Heard's $7 million charity lie. And they've got somebody from the Children's Hospital listed. So I really want to know what Amber's witnesses will say about, the fact that the money was never actually given to the Children's Hospital, or at least we think that. And the second thing I think that the cross will hit hard is that you can't, that statement she made about you can't hit a woman, you can't hit a man. And the contradiction between that and the audio tape where she says, I didn't punch you, Johnny, I hit you. I mean, direct contradiction. I did a short video on that. You can check that out too later, called Amber Heard Destroys Her Own Argument. So, and in fact, let me mention this while I'm thinking of it. Put your, in the comments, if there's something, a piece of testimony you're like really looking forward to in the cross, like what do you topic where you think they really ought to ask, put that in the comments. I'd be really curious what you think. The next thing I definitely want to hear is cross on the issue of sexual violence, because if you'll remember, that was the headline of the Washington Post op-ed, sexual violence. Well, the problem with that is Amber Heard had never mentioned sexual violence before. She didn't mention it in the divorce proceedings. She didn't mention it at any point up until then. I mean, there was nothing there. And then suddenly, here's this allegation of sexual violence. The ACLU witness said, well, we figured the Washington Post added that title. But Johnny's team says, we don't really care if they added that title. You, Amber Heard, adopted that because you then tweeted it out saying, look, here's the article I did in the Washington Post. So you took ownership of that when you tweeted that out. You took ownership even of that title, because she could have tweeted it and said, but, yes, okay, sure. But I didn't really, as far as sexual violence, I'm not really alleging that. That was the Washington Post. They added that, but everything else I claim as true. So that sexual violence piece, I think, is really missing. And I think she definitely needs to answer for that and talk about that in the cross. And then fourthly, I'm really interested in the cross about Johnny Depp's finger. It's such a contradiction because he told the ER that he cut it off with a kitchen knife by accident. Okay, and now he says he did that to protect her, now he says she actually cut it off when she threw a vodka bottle at me. So, but oddly, Amber's story up until now has not been cut it off with a knife in the kitchen, but it's been that he cut it off with the phone. I'd like to see some cross on like how you managed to cut off your finger with a phone. How does that even work? And why did she not go with the story of the kitchen and the knife? I find that really mystifying. So I'm looking forward to some cross on that. And then finally, I want to hear some cross on what the damages to her career are for her claims against Johnny, because I don't really see it. I kind of question that.